Hello, everybody, and welcome to an exclusive webinar brought to you all as an initiative of the D.Y. Patil Deemed to be University, in which we explore emergent trends in the industry by interacting with professionals. Our focus today is on the realm of exercise and sports sciences. Well, we all have heard of professions like engineering, medicine, law, architecture, but a successful career in sports and fitness sounds interesting, right? We have with us today Dr. Akshay Jadhav, who is the medical officer at Sports Authority of India Regional Center, Mumbai. He is also the media and protocol head, Indian Society of Sports and Exercise Medicine. Sir has completed his MBBS, followed by a PG diploma in sports medicine. He has numerous certifications to his credit. Some of them are the team physician course, FIFA diploma in football medicine, and the team sports physician essential fundamentals from FC Barca Universitas. So has numerous research papers and publications to his credit and has presented papers in prestigious conferences. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Sir, I would like to hand over the dais to you, and I would request you to take us through this field of exercise and sports sciences.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hope my screen is visible right now.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Akshay Narendra Jadhav, and thank you, Neha-ji, for the kind introduction. So I shall be giving a brief talk about role of sports medicine and sciences in making of Olympic athletes. I have tried to simplify as much as possible so that aspiring students are able to understand its future career prospects. So let's first come to the Summer Olympics. To put it in simple terms, consider it as an international test wherein all the best athletes from all over the world come to compete every 4 years. So it's like any other exam. So there will be a syllabus, right? So here it is. There are 33 subjects, or maybe you can say sports, out of which an athlete chooses one. So who decides what to choose? Until recent past, it was either the athlete himself, or maybe a local teacher or a coach, or maybe an athlete who saw talent of that athlete and asked him to train in that particular sport. Let's say a current status at the Olympics, as in how much syllabus we have covered till now. For current Olympics, so far we have around 101 athletes from 15 sports disciplines, and so that's roughly like half of the syllabus. So let's quickly go through them. Like we have qualified in archery, athletics, boxing, equestrian, fencing, gymnastics, hockey, rowing, sailing, shooting, table tennis, wrestling, badminton, and weightlifting, and also judo is being considered. So as we can see from the list, there are a lot of other sports in which Indians didn't qualify or yet to qualify. So let's compare with the previous Olympics. In 2016 or Rio Olympics, we qualified in 15 sports and bagged a total of 2 medals with 67th rank. Before that, in 2012 Olympics, we qualified in 13 sports. Number of medals were 6 and the rank was 56th. And before that, in 2008, we qualified in 12 sports with 3 medals with a rank of 50th. So as we can see, our condition at Olympics is not as good considering the past. So why is that a country with population of 136 crores right now can't produce Olympic medals, whereas a country with similar population like China is doing pretty well, as well as a country with only 32 crore population like US? So definitely there are various factors involved. Comparing the stats, first thing that we notice is the amount of medals. Look at China and US. That's a huge tally. We have only 28 medals over all the Olympics that we have competed so far. And these countries are winning about 70 to 100 like each Olympics. So there is a lot to do. Now, what I want you guys to focus on here is the number of competitors and the number of events. Clearly, we need a pool of good athletes in all 33 sports and get qualified for starters. Then we look at the numbers. It's not just that there are fewer athletes per sports, but also like there are around 4 to 5 times more athletes that are qualifying from US and China, and at least 1/5 are winning. So using that logic for India, we should be bagging a minimum of 10 to 20 medals roughly each Olympics, just based on the numbers. But till now, we are having athletes who are just qualifying. So that's unfortunate. But what is being done to improve that? So India is trying to increase its potential by creating a science-backed setup at national level using Sports Authority of India and Khelo India as the leaders for development. Also, multiple other institutions are doing a good job at it. So from grassroots to the elite, various initiatives have been started to take care of athletes. Just few days back, Central Athlete Injury Management System was inaugurated by Honorable Sports Minister Shri Kiren Rijiju for catering to all the athletes. All sports institutes have started hiring sports medicine and science staff. But given the lack of enough qualified professionals, many institutes are ending up hiring staff from other specialties who have no formal training in sports medicine and sciences, or those who have gained some knowledge from some unregulated certification or courses. So that's why there is a need of such courses like BSc Sports Sciences and MScs, which will increase the qualified workforce in future and help our athletes reaching qualifying standards and even medals at the Olympics. As such, sports and science encompasses various professionals working together with aim of improving athletes' performance. This is what our sports minister has aimed for, to be in top 10 in 2028 Olympics. So as we can see from the last Olympics medal tally, we need to get roughly 10 gold medals, I assume. So the preparations have begun. There are hiring, as mentioned before, but we need more and more qualified professionals in the workforce. Now, I would like to give you an idea about what all professions are involved in the team. This is one of the infographics that I had created using Bruckner and Kahn's clinical sports medicine book as a reference. So as you can see, there may be multiple professionals involved, and athlete is always the center of team's focus. In Indian scenario till now, we only had physiotherapists doing everything who were overburdened. But with realization of the newer generation, now other sports medicine and science professionals are getting hired. All team members, including coaches, doctors, physios, nutritionists, physiologists, psychologists, all other sports science professionals have equal role, although everyone may have some or other overlapping competency. Work demarcation is usually decided by the team head and is usually on basis of staff availability and their individual work experiences. So how does an athlete development begin? Let's start with a young athlete. As previously mentioned, some coach or some teacher who recognizes certain athletic abilities puts him in certain sport. Now, with aim of Olympics in mind, all such athletes shall need proper guidance to win a medal in future as per his potential. So how does science come into the picture? Loads of scientific research is available on the topic of talent identification. Various models are out there. I found this systematic review on talent identification published in 2018 by Johnston et al. It talks about when this identification is and what all parameters are to be measured. So it's an in-depth topic itself. Also, there is something called as Gagner's model, which I came across, which talks about natural giftedness and talent. So this is a little complicated to talk about, but I hope you get the gist that one person cannot know everything. I am no expert in everything. I have very limited knowledge. Even considering my own branch of sports medicine, there is a lot to learn. So just relying on some coach or a trainer alone is not going to be adequate for an athlete with Olympic dreams. Though there will be exceptional cases, but majority will get lost trying, which is evident from the number of medals which we have won in the Olympics till now. Also, more on sports specialization, it has been proven that late specialization is better than forcing a kid into a particular sports from an early age. Reason being all this: less time with friends, burnout, decreased enjoyment, family stress, etc., etc. So the take home point being, it depends on the sport when the sports specialization should begin, but usually it is in the late adolescent phase in the most sports. So now I'll come to the sports medicine and science professionals. Each professional may have multiple roles and responsibilities, but I shall enumerate a few as per my knowledge. Other than the sports coach, team usually is composed of sports medicine doctors, whose role is wide but depends on resources available, like injury and illness management, rehabilitation, performing pre-participation medical evaluations, making sure enough medical supplies are available in case of emergencies in the center or during team travel, leading the sports medicine and sciences team, anti-doping issues, performance enhancement, athlete education, appropriate referral to surgeons or specialists, medical insurance, and as per role, the role can even extend to assist in exercise physiology or nutrition in absence of those professionals. Since I am a sports medicine doctor myself, I need to clear this. You need to become MBBS doctor first by giving NEET exam. And after completion, you need to give NEET PG for admission into recognized sports medicine doctor courses like MD or PG diploma. There is no other way. If some course claims, then it is illegal as per National Medical Commission rules. Next are the sports physiotherapists. They are usually the first contact for athletes, as the Indian sports system relies heavily on physios to do everything. They are usually the ones who give immediate help in most cases, from emergency first aid to planning rehabilitation program after injury, helping in recovery, injury prevention. Also multiple roles and responsibilities they might have as per their competencies they gain. Sports nutritionists deal with daily nutritional needs of athletes and modify the diet plans as per periodization. It is one of the pillars of sports science, as the energy requirements will vary depending on the phase of the athlete's training phases. Sports massage is not as developed in India, but they are very useful in daily recovery post training for all athletes. Next is the exercise physiologists. They are gaining importance for performance testing with all the new gadgets that are coming up, like VO2 max testings, GPS tracking during games, lactate threshold testing. They help a lot by phase performance evaluations and guide athletes and coaches to go in the right direction to maximize performance outcomes. Then are the strength and conditioning coaches. They are the ones who know how to train your body very well as per the sport needs. And hence they assist the sports coaches during training with their expertise. This allows the sports coaches to concentrate more on their sport plan and advanced techniques, and leaving it up to the SNC coaches to handle strength and conditioning part. Then is the sports biochemistry. It is a branch which deals with analysis of blood, urine, sweat samples and help in figuring out performance limits for an athlete. This branch is also very less utilized in India yet, but given the future needs, there will be need of many more. For example, you might have heard about Gatorade sports drink. They were designed with help of such professionals in the Gatorade Sports Science Institute in US. Sports biomechanics is a branch in which movement patterns and force analysis is done using videos and some high-end equipments. They give the best possible input to athletes and coaches with respect to safe and efficient movement patterns to not only have better performance, but also reduce injuries. Sports anthropometrists are very useful during talent identification process, wherein they do multiple body measurements and help in determining body type, which is best suited for that particular sport. And since it is very well known, sports psychologists are gaining popularity these days, as they help athletes cope with various mental issues. It is one of the most important aspects, but least understood. If used well, athletes would benefit very much to unlock their full potential. When these all professionals come together, they work and form up a periodization chart similar to this and help athletes follow an appropriate plan as per their sports. The athletes will truly reach their ultimate potential when this is completely implemented for all athletes, and may also assist in reaching the final goal of getting medals at the Olympics. There will be exceptional athletes and coaches who don't feel the need of all this and maybe even win medals by themselves. But given the performance of our nation as a whole at the Olympics so far, it seems like a good idea to give it a try. So I hope this gave a bigger picture about sports medicine and science roles in making of Olympic athletes. And given the aim of 2028 Olympics in mind, our nation needs a lot of qualified sports medicine and science professionals in coming years. Hope this helped all the aspiring students, and I feel those with a keen interest in sports do give it a thought. Thank you all. And also I would like to thank D.Y. Patil University faculty for giving me this opportunity to speak on this platform.
Thank you, sir. That was a very insightful presentation and very attractive also. The way you explained the different kinds of roles that are required, especially in the sports and exercise industry. This was really good. Sir, if you don't mind, can I ask you a couple of questions which I have received from the audience?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, I have received a question from one of the participants, and he's asking about entrepreneurial possibilities after doing exercise and sports science.
Entrepreneurial, there are multiple opportunities out there. You can make your own setup, but what I'm trying to focus right now is look at the national level first. If our national team and national athletes develop, obviously everybody will follow later on. So directly going into entrepreneurship might not be a good idea right now, because Olympics is the first aim that we should be hoping to cover. Yeah.
So we have seen a lot of sports-centric movies have come across in the last couple of years, and that has tried to take the limelight away from cricket, which was considered as the most popular sport in the country. But still, somewhere, sir, at the grassroots level, I still feel that we are still lagging behind. What, according to you, should be some of the initiatives that we can take to promote sports across, even in smaller states, smaller cities, so that this passion for sports spreads across the entire country?
Yeah, basically movies do give some kind of a boost to athletes and somebody who is aspiring to become an athlete. But until the system is not well set up, the athlete might just get lost into wherever he is working or like practicing. But because of Khelo India and Sports Authority of India's various initiatives, it has now athletes are getting more exposure now, and more sports science support is being given. And so this is the focus right now, that sports science is needed, and everybody who is into sports will know that without sports science you might just get somewhere 50% maybe, but sports science really helps you go ahead, and we need those professionals right now. And because our aim is 2028, so I hope more and more students aspire and get into this field with their choice.
So because the government has taken so much of initiative to promote sports, and there are so much of efforts being put in for Olympics training, how is the kind of hiring? Are these professionals hired only at the national level, or do we have extensive hirings which happen in different regional centers also?
Well, I am not that person to talk about it, but like there is a recruitment process going on every center in Sports Authority of India. I'm not sure about the various private institutes, but Authority of India did recruit a lot of sports science professionals just recently, and I hope like more and more will be hired later on when the new centers are developed.
So we have a question from Divyansh, who's asking, what methods or paths should we take in order to get into the national team or even SAI, apart from a graduation in exercise and sports?
Like path as in for a working professional or an athlete?
As an athlete, sir.
So athlete, you have to perform, you have to be in the medals, and obviously there are Khelo India centers opening up all over India. So if you get noticed somewhere, you will be in SAI very soon.
Right, sir. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights on the need of exercise and sports enthusiasts and professionals, so that we are all geared up for the Olympics.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.